Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first webinar of the summer 2024 season. I'm going to wait a few more seconds, maybe 30 seconds before we get started. Morning, everybody. Nice to see everyone coming in. We've got people joining from all across the world today, depending on today or this morning or this evening, depending on where you're joining us from. I'll just wait a few more seconds before we get started. Just to let you know that David and I are in one room here in the school at Whitgift, and Jenny, who is our International Education Administrator, is in another room. Her camera's off, but she is there. She is Whitgift Summer School, and she will be our slide master today. I'm just going to wait a few more seconds here before we start. I think we're nearly there with our participants. We aim to be done and dusted in about half an hour's time, including a question and answer session. You can ask us questions during the webinar in the Q&A or the chat section. So please do ask your questions, and we will endeavour to answer them during the webinar or at the end of the webinar. Before we start, I'm going to ask to hear about what you want to find out most about today. So I'm just going to launch this. So if you could please just tell us, what are you most interested in hearing about today? Okay, the answers are coming in. Nationality mix. Courses, any surprises there, Dave, so far? Have the results come in?
No, it's interesting. It's really interesting seeing them all come in, actually. Courses is shooting around, which is good, because we're going to talk in quite a bit of detail about that.
For those who are just joining, I've just launched a poll before we start to find out what you would most like to hear about. So I will end that in just a second. Just to let you know, if you can hear music in the background, there is an assembly going on across the hall here. So if you can hear some piano music, I apologise. Okay, I think we're probably done there. So let's end the poll. And I'll share the results so you can see. So nationality mix, English speaking students. I think most people want to hear about the courses, Dave. So we'll have a focus on that. Yeah, we'll take that into account. Okay, right. So Jenny, if you wouldn't mind starting the PowerPoint, that would be great. Thank you very much. Okay, so firstly, who's speaking today? Well, my name is John Chisholm, and I am the Whitgift Short Courses Marketing Manager.
Hello, yes, everybody, nice to meet you all. I'm David Bates, I'm the Director of International Education at Whitgift School.
David and I work at the school year round. My job is to meet parents and attend education fairs around the world, and essentially tell you all about our fantastic summer school, and Dave is in charge of all the international aspects here at Whitgift School. So today is really why we think Whitgift is an ideal choice for your son or daughter for a summer school experience, and we will be broadly speaking about these topics, with a focus obviously today on the courses, as that was something that you have decided that is the most important thing you'd like to hear about today. So in our international office, we have 4 members of staff, core members of staff: David, myself, and Jenny and Louise. Jenny and Louise are your first port of call, really, via email or on the phone, and they will answer most of your initial inquiries, questions, and queries about your child's stay with us. The main focus of today of this webinar, as I said, is to tell you why we think we're the best choice for your child. We are going to explain the key areas that makes Whitgift Summer School so special. And as you can see, this is a lovely aerial shot of the school, and we use the whole site during the summer school. So boys and girls, international boys and girls who attend our summer school have the same experience as our year-round students do.
Fantastic. So I'm going to focus on three aspects. First, about why we think you should send your child to Whitgift. Firstly, it's really important for you to know that our summer school is operated by the main school. As John mentioned earlier, we're here year round. We're here now at the moment. I've just come from a class that I've been teaching, and we're getting ready already for summer 2024. The advantages of us not being an external company using the site are that we have the full support of all of the school facilities and staff members, and it also affords us the opportunity to involve our own pupils in the summer school, which we'll talk more about later. The links to the main school are very close, and we ensure that the summer school is operated to the same standards as the main school, which, as you can see from the second picture there, has been operating for over almost 424 years now. The school was founded in 1596. The summer school is slightly more recent, founded in 2015. But this is one of Britain's finest independent schools. We are well regarded for our academic excellence. We're one of the best schools in the world for the International Baccalaureate exam. And these academic standards are continued into our summer school, which we regard as our fourth term here at Whitgift School. Thank you, Jenny.
So just to let you know about the nationality mix that we had in summer 2023, we had 27 nationalities that attended the summer school. As you can see, the British number is at 22%. Those are the student hosts from Whitgift School who attend the summer school, and they form a large part of the student cohort. However, for the international students, there is a 15% cap on any student from any one nationality or linguistic background. So as you can see, the main nationalities we had were from Japan, China, France, Germany, Turkey, Italy, and Spain. And of the 13.3% of the other nationalities, we had, quite a substantial amount of students. Now, the list is in sort of the order. So we had 2.3% from Hong Kong, and then it went lower and lower. But we had a lovely handful of students from around the world. And that really is our main aim, to have students from as many different nationalities as possible attending our summer programme.
So I'm going to talk a little bit now about student hosts. And these are students from Whitgift schools. And as you can see, we've used the plural there, schools, because we're a boys' school year round, although our summer school obviously caters for girls and boys. We do have a girls' school who are within the same foundation of schools as us, called Old Palace School. So we involve boys from our school and girls from Old Palace School, who are the same ages as the international students. They act as ambassadors for our schools. So they are there to support the international students, helping them settle into the course, but also to work alongside them. And they take part in the whole summer school. They are not in the English classes in the mornings, and they don't go on excursions. However, they are in all of the project-based classes, working alongside the international students, and they are in all of the afternoon and evening activities. This obviously provides a fantastic opportunity for the international students to develop their fluency and awareness of English as spoken by their peers. And it really helps ensure that English is the common language spoken around the summer school as well, which makes sure that all of the international students have a true immersive experience. Many of our British student hosts stay in touch with the international students long after summer school has finished. So it's a great way to kind of develop connections with the UK. And we roughly have about 25 to 30 British students on the course each week, which is about a third of the makeup of the summer school.
Excellent, thank you, Dave. Another reason why we think that we're an ideal summer school for students from around the world is that we are so close to London. You know, we are in South London. We're 1 hour away from Heathrow, 45 minutes from Gatwick, and 45 minutes from London St Pancras International. I will talk about arrival departures briefly later, and David will mention excursions and how they both link to us being so close to London.
Thank you very much, John. So one thing that you can expect from our summer school is detailed reports on how your sons and daughters are getting on during the course. We send two types of reports. One are our weekly updates, which every week on a Saturday you will be sent through an update on how your son and daughter is getting on in terms of how they are doing pastorally in the boarding house, how they're doing in activities and how they're doing in lessons. And then at the end of the course, in the final week, you will receive a more detailed summary of how your son or daughter did, where their strengths are, and also some suggested areas of development for after they're finished at the summer school. Getting to know your child is one of our top priorities at the summer school, so that we can help support them flourish and remain healthy and happy during their stay. So this is one way that we're able to do that by writing individualized and personalized reports. These get sent on a Saturday, and they cover all parts of the course.
Perfect. As I mentioned before, when I showed you the slide of the whole school, the aerial shot, I said that we use all facilities, and it truly does mean all facilities. The top left there, you can see we have the walled garden, the founder's garden with the maze, and that's where the students have their barbecue on Sundays and the induction day. There's also the performing arts centre there in the background. We use the basketball courts, the boarding house there on the right-hand side, which was built in 10 years ago, 2014. We use coaches for our academies, incredible AstroTurf for hockey and tennis, brilliant art department, Olympic-sized swimming pool, you name it, we have it here at Whitgift.
Fantastic. So we're now going to focus on the courses, which is something that lots of people wanted to know more about. So we have 3 courses at the summer school. The first one and the kind of core one, the original one, which we started out in 2015 with, is our intensive general English course. This is available to all students, and we split them in by age into the lower school and the upper school there. 14-year-olds are up in the upper school and 13-year-olds study down in the lower school. The focus here is just on improving the students' general use of English across speaking, writing, reading and listening. We do include grammar. We don't shy away from grammar over the summer. And we include pronunciation and vocabulary learning, obviously, in there. Students are split by their level of English, but we do make sure that they are stretched at every level, and specifically in the higher levels, we really push their academic skills development, which is embedded throughout the course. Students receive 23 hours of lessons per week, and they take part in afternoon project work with the British students. In the lower school, the focus is on and teamwork. And in the upper school, the focus is on that, but also a bit more entrepreneurship as a focus. We do guarantee that there's no more than 12 in each general English morning class. Thank you, Jenny. The second course which we run is our pre-IB preparation course. So this is available to students aged between 14 and 17. They do need to have a minimum level of English, which is B2 upper intermediate English. And we have an interview and a free test to make sure that students are going to be able to access this course. This course is only available for 3 weeks. We run it twice throughout the 6-week summer school. In each week, there is a focus on an academic subject taught by our Whitgift teachers. So we start with English, and then maths, and then science. On a Wednesday, we cover the three elements of the IB core: theory of knowledge, creativity, action, service, and extended essay. Again, it's 23 hours of lessons per week, and this does also involve afternoon project work with Whitgift students. In the case of the pre-IB, the focus is on the IB learner attributes, developing those in the afternoons. And this course is really aimed at students who are about to start the IB diploma in September 2024, or perhaps the year after, in the near future. Moving on to our pre-IGCSE course. This mirrors the pre-IB course in the way that it is set up. It is for the younger students, so ages 11 to 14. Again, it's a 3-week course, and it is important to have that minimum upper intermediate English in order to access the course. We cover the same 3 core subjects week by week. And instead of covering the IB core, in this case, we use some of the bespoke courses which we teach to these years at Whitgift schools. So you can see there in the middle box, we have something called Ignite. This is a development of academic skills for younger learners. We also make sure we cover aspects of global citizenship, which is a course that we teach at Whitgift. And Ideatum is a combination of personal, social, economic skills and critical thinking. So all of these elements are embedded within this course. Again, it includes afternoon project work with Whitgift students. At the younger ages, this is more about, as I mentioned earlier, collaboration and teamwork. But we do make sure that these pre-IGCSE students are in afternoon project work with other advanced English users. And this course really is aimed at students who are about to start their IGCSE studies, either at a UK boarding school or at an international school around the world. So they are the main courses. Outside of these 3 courses, we have our academies, which is what students do after finish their classes during the day, when they finish their 23 hours of learning. These are the academies that we're running this year. There are 2 new academies in 2024. I'll highlight those. Firstly, we have an art academy, which will be taught by an art teacher at the school. And we also have an off-site rock climbing academy. If students select these academies, which you choose at the time of booking, then you will be doing one of these activities for the whole week. So you do 4 afternoons a week on one of these activities. There are 3 academies which cost an additional fee of £150, and that is horse riding, fencing, and rock climbing. These are the only additional activity fees, and they are because they are run by external providers and require extra equipment. Okay, if you did not want to focus, or if your child does not want to focus on doing one activity for the entire week, we also offer the opportunity to do multi-activities, and your students or your children select 2 of these each week. You can see here the activities which we're running in 2024. Again, there are 2 new ones. Actually, there's 1 new one this year, which is hiking. But I also wanted to highlight animal care, because that's something that we're able to do at school, because we have a very exciting selection of reptiles and bird life. So we are able to get students to learn about that and learn how to look after wildlife as well.
I would just also add there, we try and get a balance between sporting and creative or alternative academies and activities, because obviously we are aware that we want to cater for different types of students and their different interests.
Perfect. Thanks, John. And finally, from me, to talk about the excursions which your child goes on during the summer school. Each week that your child is here, they will study. They will go on 2 excursions each week: a Wednesday afternoon and all day on a Saturday. We try and have, as John mentioned earlier, we're very close to London, so we have a focus on London. But we do try and have a good mix of culture-based trips and also historical locations. We try and keep the trips fun, but we do want to make sure that students are developing their knowledge of British culture and some of the historical opportunities there are to learn here. So there's a good mix of theme parks, castles, city visits to Oxford, Canterbury, Brighton, Cambridge, for example. And we know that that students like to have the opportunity to go shopping too. So we ensure that shopping is included within the Excursions programme.
Yes, don't forget the shopping.
Yeah. John, over to you.
Yes, fantastic. Brilliant. So yes, arrival and departure information. We offer a free meet and greet service from Gatwick and Heathrow airports and London St Pancras International train station between the hours of 9 and 6 p.m. We're quite strict on that because we have a really exciting induction afternoon and evening for the students, which we really want them to attend because it means they settle into the programme quickly. They meet their other students, they meet the British students, they can unpack their suitcase and meet their roommate. Whereas if they arrive late, then they won't meet their roommate till very late in the evening. They won't be able to enjoy the barbecue or the induction evening, and they won't meet the other students or get involved in the icebreakers. So we really want students to arrive either late morning, flight landing late morning, or in the middle of the afternoon, so that we can come and collect them and bring them to school in good time. So there is an out of hours charge for that. There is also an out of hours unaccompanied minor charge on top of that for flights for unaccompanied minors landing outside of those times. So yeah, please be aware of that. And if you have any questions on that, please do email us. In terms of the prices, everything is included in the price, apart from the academies, the specific academies that David mentioned earlier. That was fencing, rock climbing, and
Horse riding.
Thank you, Dave, and horse riding. Those are the only 3 academies that cost that as an additional cost to the programme. This price includes everything: the meet and greet, airport transfer, 3 cooked meals a day, 23 hours of tuition, academies, activities, evening activity programmes, the excursions, and entrance to Buckingham Palace or the London Eye, that sort of thing. Essentially, you could arrive with without the need for any pocket money at all, but we do advise that you bring your child does bring some pocket money. But essentially, what you see here is what you get. We are quite strict with the date, so we don't offer stays that go out of these days because for operational reasons, but more importantly for student reasons. We want all the students to arrive and depart around the same time, so that they really benefit from arriving and departing as a cohort of students. Next is the pre-IB and the pre-AGCSE are the same price. As David mentioned, 2 3-week sessions, Sunday the 7th to Sunday the 28th of July, and Sunday the 28th of July to Sunday the 18th of August. A bit of feedback from students from last year. So I'll give you a bit of time to read those, but yeah, I mean, we had some incredible feedback, and if you would like some more statistics on that, please do get in touch. But yes, Val from Slovenia, Jenny from China, Flora from Germany, and Yuto from Japan, who came for 2 years actually. Yuto, that was his 2nd year last summer. Yeah, we also have some parental feedback here. So some lovely parents who sent us emails after their son or daughter's stay, which were really nice. The top one there, Rachel, she was a returner as well. Dahlia came for her 1st year, and Mr. and Mrs. C sent their 2 children to Whitgift last summer. Here is graph, a flow diagram of the booking process at Whitgift Summer School. This is also on our website. Essentially, you complete the booking form. We will tell you if we have space within 24 hours. You then have 7 days to pay the deposit. We send you a confirmation. And then there are 2 forms to complete, the medical form, then the travel form. And then nothing really happens till May. For all the English language students, we send a test in May. The Director of Studies will mark that and put them in their classes, which means that when your son and daughter arrives at Whitgift Monday morning, they are immediately in class. We don't waste Monday with testing because we've already done it. We will also send you a student handbook in June. There will also be a preparation webinar. David and I will host a webinar for all the mums and dads and students who have booked onto the course with key information on what to pack and important reminders of things that you need to do before you arrive at Whitgift. We also send a confirmation of the details email, and then very importantly, everybody, on the Wednesday before you arrive, we will send you the confirmation of the person who will be picking you up from the airport. Right, any questions? So when do I need to pay a deposit to put kids on the waiting list? Yes, so we do have a waiting list. So if you inquire and we don't have space, we'll let you know. We'll put you on the waiting list, and there's no need to pay a deposit. The deposit is £500. At the moment, we don't offer Flywire, unfortunately, but that is something that we're looking into. What kind of tests do the students need to sit, David?
Okay, so depending on whether they're doing the English course or the IGC or IB course, we'll take the English course first. Before they arrive, they do a reading and listening online test. And we get them to do a piece of writing and send that through to us, scanned by email. And then that's enough that we need to place the students in classes initially. And then on that first morning when students are at the school, just if someone is particularly fluent speaking, for example, or perhaps they're excellent writing, but they're struggling a bit with their speaking, we then just on that first morning, just maybe balance it out by moving them up or down. But essentially, before they arrive, the English students do a reading, listening and writing test. The pre-IB and IGCSE students do this as well, but in addition to that, have an interview online with either John or myself.
Yes. Another question, do you take groups or only individuals? We only accept individual students. We don't accept groups and we don't accept groups or group leaders because we do everything in-house. We have boarding masters, we have house parents. We don't have anybody else in the boarding house. It's all done by us. Another question, if we book tennis Wimbledon final on July the 14th, the Sunday, can we pick up our son on July the Saturday and send him back Sunday night? Yes. So everyone who books at Whitgift Summer School, if mum and dad, if you are in London and you want to come and collect your son and daughter for a day or an evening, you can come and collect them and then bring them back the next day. That's no problem at all, as all we need to do is know the person who is coming to collect them, the time, and essentially the time that you're going to come back to the school.
I have on here, John, it says, and it's similar actually, can parents accompany their students on the first day? Absolutely, and we welcome that. And if you do that, we'll happily take you on a tour of the campus as well and show you the flamingos.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay, yep. David, I'll give this one to you. Do you have a nationality cap for each nation?
We do. So we absolutely guarantee that we will not go over 20% of any nationality. We actually aim, though, for lower than that and try and make it that we don't have any more than 15% of any one nationality, which Or it does mean that already we're almost full actually for Chinese bookings, because we have received so many initially that we have pretty much reached that 15% straight away.
Yeah.
I just would also like to add that because we have one boarding house, it's a big boarding house, but it does mean that spaces with that nationality cap do go quite quickly. Got a couple of questions here. What happens with the fees paid in case of a visa refusal? Well, that really depends on the reasons for the refusal, and it's really done on a case-by-case basis. If you would like more information, Nina, please do give me an email and we can chat about that. And in terms of the deposit, we've said it's £500. You can pay the fees in one go if you want. Absolutely, yes.
I think that might be it, John.
Any more for any more?
We hope you found this webinar beneficial and have learnt something. I think the recording is going to be made available. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I'll be sticking this up on the website at some point. I did remember to press record this time. So does anybody have any last questions? Maybe something we haven't covered? Yes, I can say, yeah, no problem. We can send you the recording via email. So just please get in touch and let us know. Excellent. Thank you everyone for attending this morning. And hi Delia, hi, hello Noor, thank you for joining us. And thank you Priska for joining us. Our pleasure. It's really nice to present Whitgift Summer School to you all. I am about to hit end, so if there is a question that comes in, I'm sorry, but we'll if I don't answer it, we will try and touch base with you online. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, take care everybody. Bye bye.